What's going on, everybody? This is IG Pokemon 6. Now, this is the first video, and I'm showing you my best games out of Ultra. Later on, it goes a little downhill, but this was my best set by far. So I came out with the I came out with the Primarina, and they automatically came out with the Poliwrath. When they came out with the Poliwrath, I have a charm on it, and as you can see, it's super effective. So I did get the switch out, and before the switch out came, I'm pretty sure he got loaded, but then he brung in Cresselia. So I went ahead, I saved a little bit, you know what I mean? And this right here, this hit, I believe I took it. I'm not 100% sure, but Alolan Muck like really surprised me how bulky it is. Like I haven't used it in any PvP until now. I had this particular one out of the egg, but I do have one that I want to build up. I have a shadow one with decent IVs, but the IVs are really not that great. Like I see like a lot of people, they get the IVs and I'm like, dang, like how are they getting all these perfect IVs? But I really don't grind that much either. I'm more of a casual player. I'm level 42. I know you're like, oh, how are you 42 and casual? But I could have been like maybe level 50 by now if I really grind and locked in. So the Battle League is something that's kind of new for me. Right now you see the Muck, and then this one right here, like boom, they didn't shield. That Dark Pulse really went in. And I'm sorry too, I'm getting off the topic of the battle, but this is the first video, so I kind of just want to paint the picture who I am. So boom, I'm IG Pokemon 6. I've been playing Pokemon since day one, but I never really paid attention to anything. Like when I say anything, like I just found out like the community days are usually on like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But I didn't know that like the showcases, excuse me. I didn't know that the PvP moves, a lot of PvP moves I do know, a lot of them I don't. I don't know like all of them by names. I don't know the typings. And I know some of the typings, like I know the basic typings, but as far as like the dual typing, I don't know those either. So a lot of times, like I do know like right here, this matchup, I do know like that the charm, it does pretty decent damage, but I took the hit. But the Dark Pulse too, the Dark Pulse really goes in. Like see right here, what I mean by I don't know my moves and my typings that good. That Dark Pulse would have really rocked that Skeledirge, but the debuff did come into play and I was able to farm back. But if I would have threw the Dark Pulse or had the Dark Pulse already loaded, I probably could have got that Skeledirge down. But throwing the acid, I mean, that's cool for the debuff, but I got to get the typings down. Now, I'm probably going to say this name wrong, Virizion. Shout out Virizion. Virizion really carried this team. I did change the moves. On this one, I have Leaf Blade, but now I have Stone Edge on it. It's counter and Leaf Blade. And I believe counter got nerfed. Not 100% sure, but it was doing me pretty Gucci, so I kept rocking with it. Now the counter, it's not a super strong move against Skeledirge. That blade leaf or that leaf blade is just so spammy that you can just keep popping it out. But I saved up 100 pieces of candy, the Virizion candy, and now I just need the Stardust, and then I can have Leaf Blade and Stone Edge. So that was the first game I won. And sorry, I'm not really on the match. I'm just like breaking everything down. Like this channel right here, like I don't really know exactly the direction of it. I know I want to get into PvP. I know I want to hit level 50. So this is probably like Poke goals or just strategy or just stuff like that. But I'm not the one to give you strategy when it comes to PvP. I'm not that good. As you can see, I'm not that great. So this was a nice matchup. Machamp came in. Of course, that charm is going to be super effective. So Primarina, if I'm saying the name wrong too, y'all hit me up. Got the switch out. Now right here, I switched to Vizzy just because one, I believe I could take these hits. Two, that counter, even though it's nerfed, I think it's nerfed. I gotta stop saying that until I actually know. It can still do some damage. Plus that Leaf Blade is just so spammy. What I like about Vizzy, that's the nickname I gave it, or I call it, is he could take a lot of damage like Earthquake. Believe it or not, Earthquake doesn't do that much damage. I mean, it does a good bit of damage to it, but it doesn't do enough to where it's like darn near to the red or gonna take it out. So it's a very bulky Pokemon if you have one, for the Ultra League. I mean, it's a good build, but like I said too, take what I say with a grain of salt, because this is like when I upload the other videos, you'll see what I mean. Like this is just one of the games that went pretty good, but usually I don't get a 5 straight in Ultra. I'll get a 3-2, sometimes even a 4-1, but just never a 5 straight. And if you peep these battles, I barely won. Like it's not like I'm just, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm just out here just dominating the matchup. I'm barely winning. I think one of them I lost. No, I didn't lose, but I should have lost. But I won by like 1 HP. So it's rough out here, y'all. So then I came back in with the charm. Now, as soon as he popped that Feraligatr out, I was already loaded with the Dazzling Gleam. The Dazzling Gleam does decent damage when it hits to Feraligatr. That's a nice chunk, but it doesn't really rock them like I want to. Now, Feraligatr, like I remember Feraligatr Community Day, and this is before I was into Pokemon. Like, there's so many good IV Pokemon I probably threw away. Because we know once you catch like a couple of shinies, you're good. But as you can see, that charm really rocks that Feraligatr. Now the next Pokemon he comes in, like boom, I got the hand on the button. You already know it's Machamp. Machamp weak against Fairy. Had the Fairy move already charged, ready to go, to where I can just pop it out. So I mean, right now, like even when he hits me with this, we're just in such a good position that we got the game. But there's some things that I'm watching that I really need to tighten up on. My timing is definitely one. Another thing that I need to tighten up on is just knowing the moves. So I believe that was game number 2. Boom. So we're doing really good in this one. Like I said, this one I won all of them. I don't want to build suspense. And this was like the Ultra League. Now they did have that other cup, but I didn't have any teams built out. So right here we're battling someone who is it? They usually show the names. I don't think I ever battled any other YouTubers or anything or nothing like that. I never even hit the leaderboard. This season I'm trying to at least hit Ace. I ended up hitting Ace later on, so now I'm shooting for Expert, but Ace was my goal. So we got the Primarina and the Muck, the Alolan Muck lineup, and as you can see, that charm is just eating that Muck. Now the regular Muck, the Poison Muck, like a lot of times, like I'll see it and I'll have the Primarina out and I'll still keep staying out there, not considering that like the only reason why that charm is doing like pretty decent damage is because it's a dark type. So just learning your typings and just those type of moves, you know what I mean, or the difference between like the different forms, like the Alolan form and the regular form, that helps too. And as you can see, I'm not really taking that much damage. I believe the only moves that Muck usually has, I know it could probably learn more, is that Dark Pulse. It can learn Sludge Wave, I think, and I don't know, some poison moves. Like that's what I'm saying. I gotta really like just tap in and learn these moves. But with the Giratina matchup, it was nice because once that Dark Pulse hits, it does pretty good damage to Giratina. So that's like another thing that I was running into too. Like I just kept seeing a lot of Giratinas. Like I still see a lot of Giratinas, but like Muck is a pretty good answer for it. Like you see right here, I don't have any shields. The Dragon Claw really didn't hurt me. Even the Shadow Ball, like the Muck, the Alolan Muck actually survived the Shadow Ball too. And that gives you just enough time to lock in on that Dark Pulse. Once you get one and kind of farm them down, you know what I mean? That's when you can really just lock in and see where right there, I went for the poison. This is before I was like looking at my typings and stuff like that, but I could have went ahead, got that Dark Pulse. But on this one too, I'm probably doing it just because he shielded. Going back watching it, the next few games I do, I'm going to actually like talk while I play it. But going back watching it, you think like, why are you doing the shield? But I know at the time I was doing it just for the debuff. So that's why I was doing that. But boom, I couldn't even pop it out. Now like this Toga Kiss is pretty tough. Like the poison is helping me. I don't know exactly how the stab works. I think like as long as you have 2 moves that are the same. I'm not sure if the fast one gets like a little bit more damage in, or if the charged one gets a little bit more damage in. But just having the poison, like I've been sleeping on poison Pokemon because it's like them debuffs, like they really help out. So even with Vizzy, I like to get busy with Vizzy. He could take a lot of hits. Now this flamethrower, if he had a flamethrower right here, it really would have went in on him. Luckily he didn't. And then like the Leaf Blade is just so spammy. Like I like to just load 2 of them whenever I get a chance. Once you load that second Leaf Blade in, usually like it's good to take out shields, but when you load that second one in, Usually if they hit a shield, depending where their life's at, it's enough to take them out. So we won that matchup right there too. And like I said, you could like just listen how I talk and know I'm not really like a PvPer, or I really don't know the movesets like that. But hopefully, you know, we could go from zero to hero with this channel. Not only with the channel, I mean the channel's there, but it's really more about the PvP. That's what I'm trying to really focus in, the PvP, and I'm locked in on showcases. So the Warren matchup and the Primarina matchup was actually a good play. I think it had Icy Wind, or it's some type of ice move that's coming off that Warren, but that Charm is just doing way more damage than we're taking. So that's why I stayed in. Right there, I took the shield. I don't know if I should have took the shield or not. What move is this? Ice Bear. So I could have pretty much not took the shield right there and been okay. But a lot of times too, like say like you don't want to switch out and I'm just doing really good damage, sometimes I'll just stay in there because like, I don't know, like, I mean, I'm not an expert, but like if I could get one Pokemon up on you and still have like my moves charged up, you know, to me, that's like better than the shield, because like once you swap in, you could just boom, hit them with a charge move, then swap out, boom, charge move if you have the other one loaded up. But a lot of times too, though, like that scenario doesn't work out. Now with that one, you can see I swapped out, I got him charged up, and he brung in that, how do you say that, Ampharos? Probably said, I know I said that wrong. But he has him there. But the good thing about it is Muck like is more than a clip. Muck is really like the MVP of this. Like Virizion and Muck is a decent core. You know, like the fire. What is it? Fire. Oh, Virizion's weak to what? Fire, Fairy, Psychic, I think. And then Muck could kind of come handle that. And then he has a poison and dark. So, like I said, I'm still learning the moves and everything like that. But that's like the team that I like to use a lot. Those two together. Now, I do have a Shadow Lugia that I powered up for Ultra, but I didn't have it available at the time. The IVs aren't the greatest, but I do want to kind of build a team around that. That way I can just have something that's a little bit more bulky, something that can put out some good damage. Not saying that these Pokemon aren't doing good damage, but I really want something that'll just get out there and just take some hits. The Virizion can take some hits. And right here, this is a great matchup because, you know, we got counter on it. And then also we got that Leaf Blade. The Brutal Swing is not effective, so we resist that. So that's like another good thing too. I've seen them with the not Wild Charge. It's an electric move. It might have been Wild Charge. I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen people run those with like electric moves. The electric moves don't hurt, but they still put in damage. And like I said, like Virizion is just so spammy that you could just keep running that Leaf Blade. So that's like another, you know, like another thing that it could do. But they have the Stone Edge, which I'm trying to get right now. Stone Edge Leaf Blade with counter. And I'm thinking about giving it the grass move, but it's just counter is just so, it just comes in handy. Like there's Pokemon that's like weak against grass, but I just feel like that count. Now if the grass moves, if it does have a grass move, I'm pretty sure it does. Well, I'm not 100% sure because I never checked. But if it does have a grass move, if it charges up faster than counter, then I'll definitely keep it on it. And you can see that Primarina is just rocking too. Like it's still charged up from that first go around. So that's another thing that you could do too, is just kind of have your Pokemon lined up to where you could just crack out attacks. The Virizion, I like it because it's a shield eater. It pretty much eats shields. And then boom, we moved on to the next game. So that's another reason why I like that Vizzy. You can get busy with Vizzy with that Leaf Blade because, like, I mean, it's just so spammy. You can just boom, give me a shield. And even if they don't give you a shield, it's still bulky enough to take a hit. I mean, it still puts out enough damage to take a hit. All right, so we're coming into this matchup right here. And we got us a Fairy Showdown. Water Fairy versus Sylveon. Sylveon is just bulky. Even, like, taking these hits, like, I'm putting in just as much damage, maybe more, but it looks like just about the same amount of damage. And I had to swap out and bring in Muck. Now, for whatever reason, he swapped out late. I think maybe he just wanted to get that charge in. But this, I mean, like, this Dark Pulse just eats this Feraligatr. Like, this was a pretty decent matchup right here. Boom. You know, that's a good chunk amount, good amount of health that comes off of it. Now, right here, I believe I took the hit, and it should have been a Hydro Cannon. I think it's a Hydro Cannon. Yeah, there we go. And it took off a good bit too, but it's just Muck's bulky. Like Muck, like when Muck takes those hits, and I believe I shielded right here. A Muck takes those hits, like, long as he can get to a charge move, I think it's worth it. And even like operating in the red for as far as the health, Muck still like could get down in battle. Like Muck still is good in the red for like this type of situation, in my opinion. Long as you have a decent matchup. Now I switched out because that charm is just going to eat that for Alligator, and I mean charm is just super strong. And then boom, we got the Sylveon, and we're already loaded in the back. And when this Sylveon came in, what I liked about this Sylveon, like particularly like the way he managed his energy, because like I have a Sylveon and it takes forever to load. Like for him to be able to pop it out right after I popped mine with the side shock, that kind of lets me know he was already charged up and just kind of, you know, waiting for his spot. It didn't work out, but like just that type of timing is, you know, what I need to learn. And then as soon as he comes right here, we got that Skeledirge. And that Skeledirge, those things been running like rampant in the in the Ultra League. Like the next matches or the next sets that I play, like every match I played, I lost to a Skeledirge. Like I don't know, like if they switched their moveset or if I was playing the same person or what, but that Skeledirge was really a problem for me in Ultra League. The Halloween Cup saved me, you know, in Shuckle we trust. If it wasn't for Shuckle, I wouldn't have hit Ace. But it's just, man, like Skeledirge. Am I saying it right? Yeah, I think it is. Skeledirge is a problem. I got one, but I haven't evolved it yet. I don't have enough candies. But boom, that's the set right there. That's my best 5 for Ultra League. I'm going to be posting more videos. Really, I'm going to be posting a lot of Poke Chores, trying to get some ribbons up. So you guys, thanks for watching. Check out the channel. I know this was kind of rough for the first video, but I'm not a pro. I'm not an expert. I don't want to come out here and say stuff or pretty much like act like I know more than what I do. So I'm out, y'all. Like, hit the like button, subscribe. These were just my best 5 games. And later on too, I'll post some extra ones. Y'all be blessed. Hit the like, subscribe button. Thanks for watching.